Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this session on yoga for mental health. I would like to start by introducing Vishoka. My name is Anita, and I am the founder of Vishoka. And we are a team of women who have a background in various fields such as yoga, marketing, sustainability. And we have come together to create and offer a space for people who are keen to improve their well-being and to find greater stability and freedom in their life experience. At Vishoka, we offer many different services in the area of yoga theory, as well as yoga practice, and healing processes based on energy dynamics, and chanting, specifically focusing on Vedic chants. So if any of this appeals to you, please do consider connecting with us, and we'll be happy to support your journey towards improved well-being and greater freedom and stability in your life. With that, I would like to hand over the session to Radhika, who is also a co-team member of Vishoka. She is also a teacher in the Krishnamacarya tradition and leads many of our yoga practice-related offerings.
So from Vishoka, we offer a spectrum of yoga practices, regular group classes quite a couple of times a week, as well as therapeutic sessions individually. And we would like to share some insights and information about how yoga therapy works and how it can help for a spectrum of different things, different conditions affecting us physically or mentally or both. This month, October 10th, was World Mental Health Day. And in conjunction with that, we thought it would be pertaining to that to speak about how yoga helps for mental well-being. So what is mental well-being? How do we understand it? And how do we look at it? We're looking here at the importance of mental health and well-being. How do we understand if one is feeling a sense of mental well-being, positive mental well-being? Yeah? And what does it allow us to do? Having good well-being, mental well-being, allows us to cope with the stresses of life. Fundamentally, our overall sense of well-being is tied to our mental well-being. So it allows us to contribute to our context, whether at home or at work. We can work well, we can learn, whether one is a young student or an older person, we can learn new things. We have the energy, we have the focusing capacity, and to for a sense of living a contented life, irrespective of the ups and downs. So this is a sense of what is mental well-being. Yeah? So we can go to the next slide. So now we can look at what is it that affects our mental health, what contributes, yeah, or what does not contribute. And there are a number of factors at various levels, from within us, from within each individual, from their social and economic background and their context, as well as from the world at large. And of course, from their family, from their educational background, from their cultural context, where they live, and so on. Yeah? And these factors can be of three kinds. They can be protective, that is something in my background. Maybe I had a very stable upbringing as a child, emotionally supported. That can enhance and protect my mental well-being. It could be something that is enhancing. For example, practices that I have been inculcated right from childhood, or it can be something that I'm doing now, that enhances my well-being. It could be a hobby I take up, like gardening, being with nature, or it could be something that is detrimental, which can arise either from the individual based on their habits or just their genetics, or their own emotional skills. Of course, from the surroundings. Even something like being in a context of conflict, wars, or smaller scale conflict, which could just be something at the level of the locality, or anything within my family or my apartment building. Environmental circumstances, pollution, poverty, all of this can contribute in these different ways. And they can also contribute in a more positive way. If, for instance, I'm economically well off, I have the resources, to take better care of myself. Social support, family support. So having positive relationships, be it within the family or with one's teachers or peers or friends, and a quality of education, a decent work opportunity, safe neighborhoods. All of this can contribute towards social enhancing or protective factors. So we'll continue into the next slide. So we look here at an overall idea about how yoga can help. Yeah, what can we do if somebody is feeling poorly in the sense of mental well-being? A practice of yoga can basically it can help us calm our minds, reduce issues like anxiety, and improve mental clarity. And when this happens, the person has a certain sense of clarity about themselves, about their inner space, about their mental pattern. For example, what are the typical things that contribute to my stress, from outside? How am I usually responding when that happens? Do I get angry, or do I just get sullen, or do I get frozen? So many ways that we respond when the external factors create stress within us. And we may develop some insights into our underlying emotional makeup that creates such responses, these responses, which may not be in our own best interest. So with this kind of an insight or clarity, we're able to make some changes in our perspective as well as in our behavior. And this is how a practice of yoga opens up possibilities for better mental well-being. And in the next slide, we shall here consider what typically are the symptoms. We've listed out quite a few mental as well as physical or physiological symptoms that may be experienced by people who are facing mental health issues. It doesn't mean that they will, encounter all of these, of course. And it's noteworthy here to see that several symptoms are at the physical or physiological level, right? It's not only feeling mental fatigue or mentally overwhelmed, or lack of motivation, which are on the left side. But on the other side, we also see that sleep disturbance and, heart rate palpitations and all of these are mentioned. Most mental health professionals now recognize that the mind and the body are not separate, and they function as one whole. And this can be understood because of the hormones or chemical triggers which regulate digestion, sleep, menstrual cycle, immunity, all of these, and in turn regulates all of these through the nervous system. Another factor is that people who suffer from mental health issues may not be in a position to take good care of their lifestyle, of their food and diet habits, of their sleep, and etc., which can also contribute to physical issues. Please continue to the next slide. Yeah. So we look here at a little more detail into one aspect of the mind and body connection. Yeah. As I spoke earlier, a lot of our physiological functions are controlled via the nervous system. And we look at one aspect of the nervous system, which we call the sympathetic and parasympathetic, as two sides of the nervous system. On the sympathetic side, what happens is this is an activating aspect of our nervous system. So when we are faced with a certain challenges, right? It could be simply being stuck in traffic. It could be a deadline at work or at our school. It could be a conflict situation. Then the flight or fright aspect of our nervous system gets activated. Yeah. So there is a response by which we say, okay, I have to get up and do something, right? So the brain then triggers a series of hormonal responses which put our system on alert. And it says, okay, I have to get the energy to go and respond to this. So it could be a threat or a danger. Maybe in our evolution, it could be danger from an animal attack or something like that, which is a fight or flight right response. And once that is over, and during that time, you'll see that one has an increased heart rate, increased BP. It needs to we need to oxygenate our minds more, and then give energy to the body through the glucose release. But once that response is over, the system needs to come back to rest and to slow down the heart rate, to assimilate things, to digest, and to repair. During this high alert, the functions such as digestion and sleep are suspended. They are not active at that time. So on the other side, the parasympathetic system allows us to rest and digest and calm down. What happens when somebody has a mental issue very often is that the stress response, the sympathetic nervous system, is chronically activated, frequently or chronically. And thereby, the person doesn't have enough parasympathetic activation to improve or regulate things like the hormonal system, the menstrual cycle, the sleep, the digestion, and all of this. And it's also possible for the mental condition to do the opposite, where the sympathetic is not very active. And on the other hand, the person may be dulled because of the imbalance in the activation of these two aspects of the nervous system. And so with that, we look at the yoga practices and how they can address one's mental well-being. How does this all work? Yeah. So I'll try to explain this to a layperson. Basically, the yogis of yore, the yoga science, has a very deep and profound understanding of how the breath and the mind are very closely connected. Yeah. And this understanding has been developed through various practices and well-explained documentation about how conscious breath regulating. So this is one physiological activity which one can consciously regulate, right? But which also happens unconsciously, without any effort on our part. Our body goes on breathing for ourselves, but we can also take it under our control. And when we consciously breathe, we're able to deepen our breath, get more oxygen in fundamentally, and therefore more prana energy throughout the body. And consciously breathing along with the movements particularly takes good oxygenated blood to various parts of our body. Physiologically, it can have a very nice effect of improving the organ function and what is called cellular respiration, where each cell takes in nutrients and oxygen and gives out anti-nutrients of what it needs to expel. Practices of yoga are also meditative. They are what we call mindful, where the mind is focused and brings together an awareness of the body and the breath. It therefore soothes the sense organs and the mind, and it also engages the sense organs in particular ways so that it can stay in the here and now, so that the mind can stay in the here and now. And lastly, there's also sound and the effect of chanting on one's inner space. Sound has a very healing property of opening out and activating the system. I should mention here that the techniques of breathing are also well documented and explored in yoga about how the chest is engaged, how the diaphragm is engaged, how the abdomen can be engaged, and various ratios of breathing, and how this can impact our entire system. So that's the introduction to yoga and mental well-being.
Just one addition that in our tradition, we do not recommend everyone to do the same practice, because like you pointed out, everybody's response to stress or what creates stress for them itself might be very different. So what we are also saying is, while we are going to share a sample practice, if you want to improve your mental well-being, then it may be worthwhile to connect and get a personal consultation so that the practice itself is customized to your needs, to your context, and to what to who you are. And like we've heard many of our teachers say that Krishnamacharya often said, I don't teach yoga for mental health. I teach yoga for somebody who is going through any struggles. So I think that's something we can point out.
Certainly. So the practice offered here is not a one-size-fits-all solution by any means. The practice offered here is for people to experience what it does for them, to get a sense of, okay, when I breathe like this, how do I feel? Possibly I might feel calmer, I might, whatever. But it certainly doesn't mean that whatever one's mental state be, that it is necessarily the right practice for everybody. We'll now look at a short practice. That's a very general one for improved sense of mental well-being. Yeah. I spotlighted Anita, who will demonstrate. And you can practice along while listening and watching, what she does. So to begin with, I'm going to ask you to place your fingertips at your navel, at your upper abdomen, and close your eyes. And just sense into your normal breath for a moment or two. Okay, and then we'll start the practice now. So the first movement, we'll place our fingertips at the throat, keeping the spine erect, the shoulders relaxed, and our eyes closed. You can also keep them open if one prefers. Okay, so the first movement, we start. As you inhale, you just open out our arms to the sides. And then you chant, ah, bringing the palms back to the throat. The chanting need not be too loud or too soft. So do this 2 more times. So inhale, feel your chest open, chant. Ah. At your own pace, 1 more time. The chanting is at your pace while you're exhaling out the air with a sound. Okay. The next, we place the palms at the chest, in the heart area or the chest area. And we do the same thing. Inhale, open out the arms. Get connected with what's happening in your chest and in your upper spine. Ah. 2 more. Ah. And just connect with the sound as you exhale. 1 more. Bringing your palms back to the chest. And the next position, we place the hands just above the navel, the upper abdomen. And same thing. Open up the arms, keeping the shoulders relaxed, the head and chest, everything relaxed. Connect with the sound 2 more times. And bring your awareness to the place where your palms land. Placing your fingertips gently there. And then move your hands down to the lowest part of the abdomen. Inhale, take some nice energy in. Chant ha. Bringing the palms back. And 2 more. Allow your system to be filled with some positive energy. And bring your palms back. One last time. Okay. And just relax for a moment. In the next set of movements, invite you to just place your palms beside you, maybe on the chair or so. And we'll be doing something to expand our chest and expand our breathing. Okay, so as you inhale, just open out our palms to the chest level. And then here, exhale, bend to the side, taking one arm up. So it's a side bend as you exhale. Then inhale, come back to the center with arms spread out. Exhale. Can be a silent exhale, or you can make the sound ha gently, whichever you prefer. Inhale, bring your arms back to the center. Allow your chest to expand. Exhale, bring your palms back to your lap or to the chair arm rest. So we'll do this a couple of more rounds. Inhale, open out your arms. As you inhale, feel your chest. Or exhale silently, whichever you prefer. Side bend. Inhale to the center and the other side. So feel the stretch on the side where your arm is raised. Come back as you inhale, keeping your neck and your shoulders relaxed. Finally, exhale, bring the arms back. We'll do one more round. Open your chest, your chest and your arms out like you're opening a door. And then feel the stretch. If you're bending to the left, the right side is stretched nicely. And the other side. As I mentioned, you can use the sound ha or simply exhale with your mouth closed. Am I still audible? Okay. So position toward the edge of the chair and sit with your knees wide. And keeping your knees wide, place both your palms on your left knee, the right palm first and the left palm on top of that. And here in this posture, straighten your spine. You can keep your eyes closed or open. Keep your spine quite straight. With your chin down, you're kind of gazing at your palms. And in this posture, you just do 4 breaths where you inhale, feel the straightening of your spine, pause, and then exhale very slowly, smoothly, letting out all of the air slowly, and then pause again. Again, you can choose to use the sound ha if you wish. As you exhale, 2 more breaths. Inhale, feel your spine, and then exhale, chanting ha or silently. Bring your awareness to the back of your spine as you inhale, and perhaps to the lower abdomen as you exhale. Okay. Switch sides. Place your palms on the left palm first, right palm on top of that. Allow your spine to extend and be straight. Turn your body slightly with your chin down and eyes closed. And then start. Start inhaling, feel it in the back of your spine, a slight extension perhaps, and then chant.
And when you chant, bring your awareness to your abdomen. 3 more. Inhale there. Ah. 2 more breaths. Making sure your shoulders and your neck are not constrained or tensed up. Okay. For the next set of movements, we place our palms, maintaining the wide knees position, place our palms, on the knees, keeping the back straight. And what we're going to do is a simple forward bend from the seated posture. So simply inhale here, perhaps being aware of your spine as you inhale. And then as you exhale or say ha, run your hands down your legs and bend from your hips. Yeah, you can go down as far as you're comfortable and then slide your hands up again. Sit up with your back erect as you inhale. And then repeat. Bending forward from the hip. Feel your spine extend there. Inhale, come back. Bending forward. Breathe out. Feel the sensation of your hands sliding along your legs. And stay with that as you inhale, take some air and come back. Allow your head to relax. Keeping your eyes closed. And come back. Okay. So to finish the practice, you're just going to do some simple breathing. So sit back in your chair, maintaining your spine upright, while also ensuring your shoulders are relaxed. Perhaps you can raise them and lower them slightly. Keep your neck relaxed, tuck your chin down. And we're going to use our fingertips, okay? Place your thumb on the tip of your index finger and let your palms relax on your thighs or your knees. Okay? And we're just going to do some breathing. So inhale, placing the thumb like that. Pause and then exhale very slowly or chant ha, continuing with the finger pressed. Shift the thumb to the next finger, to the middle finger, place it on the tip and do 1 breath similarly. Simply be present to the sensation of the thumb. Shift to the next finger, the ring finger, place it. 1 breath. Inhale there. Focus on the sensation of the thumb and touching the finger, that's all. As you exhale. And then the little finger. You can relax. Allow your palms to just rest. And bring your attention to the space just above your navel, maybe between your heart space and the navel. Allow your mind to just rest there. While just becoming aware of your normal, natural breath that your body is doing for you. And just being with a moment of silence. And when you're ready, you may rub your hands together, place them on your eyes, gently cup your eyes without pressing. And then open your eyes within your palms, gently, and remove your palms. So that was a short practice. hopefully you all feel a little more expansive inside, and a certain mental calmness and a certain calmness in your breath. With that, we will close this session.